We've had 4 permanent moves out, 3 permanent moves in, plus a bunch of loans out as well. We spent almost every single bit of our transfer budget. We're currently 8th in the table, and the Champions League group stage draw is today. We got a lot to talk about. Let's get right to it. Hello, my friends. Welcome in. It's episode 79. Thanks to your patience as I was grinding through the transfer window. Lots of interesting things happening. I'm curious to see what you think about the transfers we've made and how that could potentially change the tactics that we use. We're going to go in a different order, though, because obviously I'm not going to show you the transfer budget and like all the players in and out first. Let's do the group stage draw because it's right here. Let's do it. We're seated third. All right, we're third seed? Why are we a third? Why aren't we a second? It's the 56 different coefficient, yeah? Okay. Just do all the second seeds here. Do you want Real Madrid, Man United? No. Do you want Benfica, Roma? Yes. You can't get Bayern and Inter, so that's good. PSG and Ajax. Arsenal and Monaco. Milan and Barcelona, probably not, because I believe at this point Barcelona has recovered. Genk and Chelsea might be okay. Juventus and Man City seems like it would not. Let's go find out. Okay, Leipzig gets the Benfica, Roma. Celtic gets the PSG Ajax, okay. Sporting, AC Milan, and Barcelona. The San Siro. Yeah. In the camp now. Michelin get Chelsea and Genk. Okay. We want Lokomotiv Moscow, or this is Legia Warsaw. Or Basel would be okay. Any of those three. Basel, Legia Warsaw, Lokomotiv Moscow. Nope. Okay. Basel. Not Napoli. Okay. Not Porto. Dang it. Porto is like a 47. We're a 56. What do you think about those groups? I think Man United and Real Madrid walk. I don't think Galatasaray and Shakhtar get a single point against these two. So that's probably done and dusted. This could be interesting here in Group B with Roma, Benfica, and Leipzig having a chance here. Bayern, Inter, Atletico Madrid, and Lyon. That looks like a pretty difficult group. Atletico Madrid. Let's look at the history here. They've had a bit of a dip for sure, but they're back in the mix. Lyon. Still good. Third. Okay. PSG, Ajax, Celtic. I think PSG and Ajax walk that. Arsenal, Monaco, Sporting, Napoli. You know, let's look at Milan. How's Milan done? Oh! Did they... How is Milan a 1 seed? Where did they... What did they do? They won the Europa League. Oh, I missed it. I was looking for over here next to Champions League. I guess. Interesting. This is how it's... We think the Europa League's better. That makes me feel slightly better about our group. That's a game changer. Barcelona finished second, probably behind Real Madrid, but... So if we can get over Milan, we got a chance. So you got Porto. Wait for it. Oh, Porto finishing third. So I think we got a chance here in the group. I think we do. That Milan winning the Europa League is very, very useful. We'll take that. All right, my friends. As I showed you there at the intro, we have 3.5 million left in the transfer budget, and that's left over from a sale. We've got 1.6 million in wage budget that we've spent. We've left a little bit of room if we need to wiggle some stuff around or give raises to keep people happy. Speaking of keeping people happy, Frankie is not happy. Frankie wanted to go to Arsenal. They offered something stupid, like 38 million plus an add-on. It was going to be like 42, 45 million, something like that. I'm sorry. You've got a minimum fee release clause. So he is Grumpy. Grumpy. Grumpy to the fact that 3 of the team leaders, like Anel, Divock Origi, and somebody else, maybe Xavi Simons, surely Xavi Simons, came to talk to me. It's the team leaders. And I was like, we're not letting good players go. That's going to damage the team or whatever it was. And they're like, good point. Anel was like still disappointed, but like, you know, went along with it, I guess. I wanted to offer Frankie a contract, but before I could do that, Arsenal came in, and now he's mad that I didn't let him go to Arsenal. Arsenal won the league last year, so fair play, I guess. And he's played a 6.6 in 2 games, so that's a 6.5 and a 6.7. He's been mediocre because he's mad. Thankfully, the transfer window closes soon, so maybe he'll, you know, we'll just get over ourselves here. But that's annoying. So let's do the outs, my friends. I'll try and move quicker because this usually ends up being a long episode. Luciano Ferreira has gone to FC Cologne for 5 million euros. We paid 875. Even if you factor in we had a season, or maybe it was a season and a half or 2 seasons that we covered his wages before loaning him out, where he lit it up. I mean, look at that. 8 goals, 17 assists, 6 players of the match. Fair play, it's in the Czech Republic. But still, I think it's a good deal. We made more than 4 million. Again, you got to do the math on the wages, but we still used him, so it's like we were still, you know, I think the wage fee is justified. 5 million for somebody you paid 875 for that was never going to make it. Fair play. I actually think I might have undersold him a little bit. His value wasn't that high, but like he's a I'd say average Bundesliga player. So was 5 million too little? What do you think? Montader Majed, our plan has come to fruition, and I've undersold him a little bit. We picked him up for 1.1 million. We immediately loaned him out. We loaned him back to his original club, and then again, essentially, I think this time they mostly covered his wages. Then we loaded him to Paderborn, and then we loaded him to Paderborn, and then we sold him for 2.4 million. So, you know, again, we factor in the wages. We probably made $1 million on him, but you know, hey, you're playing a little bit of Moneyball here. Likewise, Uriel Selly has gone to Rennes. Stade Rennais. We did this with FC Lorient. I'm not going to do it again. 145 grand. This is probably the best of the bunch. Sold him for 3 million. Pretty good on our, I mean, again, he's worth 475 to 8 million. All of a sudden, we've forgotten what he's worth. That doesn't, again, I think with some of this free kick taking and flair, we might have undersold him a little bit, but I was just trying to get rid, and he's not done so hot. 633. Oh dear, in League. Christian Jakic has gone to Sheffield United on installments. We got 2.9 million up front, plus 2.9 million over a couple seasons. So a total of 575 that they're going to pay us. I guess it's all okay. It's potential. It's just when the money shows up. I'm kind of gutted. He did all right for us. He's 30, coming off of a broken ankle, broken foot. He's not getting any younger. He gave us a 688, a 683, and a 702 in 3 seasons. We paid 3.8 million for him. We flipped him for a tiny bit of profit. I actually wanted to sell him for like 8 million. We had a deal in place for 6 or something like that with a club that he turned down, which was annoying. And then finally I was like, hey, and he was like, okay, I'll go. And so he's taken a bit of a pay cut, gone from 51 grand to 35 and a half. And we cashed out. Is what it is. All right, now we're going to hit the loans. I'm going to try and do this faster. I think this one is fascinating. We've loaned Adrian White out to Bayer Leverkusen. They approached us. I hadn't even hit send yet on like offer all of our youngsters out. They're paying 43 grand a monthly fee plus 97 or 97 grand if he doesn't play. They originally offered, get this, a backup contract, and I was like, I'm not gonna send a guy on to be your backup goalkeeper. And it was like with a random, like, if we win the DFB Pokal, we'll give you 975. And I was like, what are you talking about? And so I was like, I looked at their squad, and they had like a 19-year-old like scrub in as their goalkeeper. And I tried to look at their transfer history. I didn't see like some major name that I would recognize, as if I would recognize goalkeeper names in Europe. But you know, that's neither here nor there. I was like, what if we drop that DFB Pokal thing to like 750? Well, again, I'm not expecting that. And do first choice goalkeeper. And they took it. So he's got 2 starts in the Bundesliga. He's conceded 3 and done a 6.7. And they're going to give us 425 total. I don't know. I mean, again, I'm not saying he's a bad keeper, but he's a 2-star in comparison to Penman. But he's all right. Like, he's all right. And it actually helped us out because we were able to keep Podlets, who's also homegrown club, not just homegrown nation, which is important for the Champions League. And we're making 425 grand, you know, minus whatever, the 600 a week in wages that we're not getting paid. But again, who cares? Like, I'm kind of befuddled as to why Bayer Leverkusen was like, yeah, we'll take him as a first teamer. I was a little afraid it's going to be, we'll take him as a first teamer, and then they didn't. But he started twice. Let's just check. Get another keeper. Toru Takashita, 19-year-old. Okay, I think I said scrub. That's probably unfair. He's a breakthrough prospect of 22 grand a week. Why wouldn't you use him? He played in the DFB Pokal and give us 7.3. He's probably going to take over. But they also have Patrick. Good old Patrick. Patrick Zivulski. But he doesn't look very good now, does he? And they got another one. Why do they have so many keepers? Omer Yavuz, who's not very good. He's a youth prospect. So, I don't know. I said it's going to be fast. I think you all know better. Hit the like button. Daniel Wolfing has gone to the Würzburger Kickers, which is just a great name. Oh, my friends, they are paying 50 a week plus 50 per month. Get in, Würzburger Kickers. We've reloaned Marcin Marcin, this time to St. Pauli. They are paying almost his whole wages. It's, again, the monthly fee is essentially covering the wages that they're not using out of their wage budget. He's on, I want to say an important player. No, regular starter, contract. Four appearances, 2 starts, 2 subs, 1 goal, and a 6.97. I just am not sure if he's going to reach the heights. I was kind of hoping, you know, getting all that playing time. He got 30 appearances, 29 starts last season for Gruther Fruth, and got 10 goals and 2 assists on a 6.78. It looked so much better in the 13 appearances for Heidenheim, where he had 8 goals on a 7.14. But yeah, we've sent one of the Kais out on loan to Dynamo Dresden. This is the guy that they think was worth 20 million, and then he's worth 10.5 to 12 million. I'm still not understanding why. I think it's just that he's fast as all get out. They are paying almost all of his wages, and again, the difference here is primarily to cover the wages. It's not like we're making a ton of money on him. He is on a regular starter contract. He's got 2 starts, 1 in the league, 1 in the cup. 8.0 in the cup, which makes sense because it was probably some lower level team, and a 6.8 in the league. Dynamo Dresden currently in the Zweite Bundesliga. Love those kits. You know, last season on loan at Nuremberg, they didn't use him. At least now he's gotten a league and a cup start, so go on. Another one when they came to us, Jonathan Calvinio, who immediately tore his thigh muscle and has been out already about a month, which is fantastic. At least they're paying for him. He's gone to Nantes on an important player contract. I'm honestly very afraid that he's already lost his job because he tore his thigh muscle. They are paying like a quarter of his wages, not even a quarter, maybe 20% of his wages, but 125 grand a month. Yeah, I'll do that. So essentially, what is that? Like, call it 5,200 a week. Times 52 weeks is a lot of math, but 1.3, we're making $1 million. We're making $1 million on a guy we paid 3.8 million for. And this is important, right? Important player. If he goes and recovers and gets 25 starts or 20 starts and some, you know, injury recovery, that's more than he would get with us. So hope that thigh muscle comes back. We just sent Adam O'Reilly, you gotta say it like that, Adam O'Reilly to St. Pauli as well as a left back. I don't even think they're paying anything. Nope, we just wanted to get him some playing time. Again, regular starter. He's already made 1 start as 7.1 in the league. And he's got some potential if he's fickle, but like he could turn good. We got a year left before we got to make a decision on his contract. So off you go there, lad. And last but not least, on the outs, Peter Meyer has gone back out on loan, this time to Holsten Kiel for 78 grand, which is not accurate. They're just paying for his wage bill in different ways. On an important player contract, though, he's got 1 start. He literally just went 1 start on a 6.9. I don't think he's going to end up being very good. I'm a little disappointed he hasn't developed further, but you never know. Maybe he goes and gets 30 starts in the Zweite Bundesliga, it turns out. All right, time for the ends, my friends. Leandro Nunez, an Argentinian 19-year-old goalkeeper who we are trying to loan out to FC Midtjylland as their first choice goalkeeper. I have no idea why his determination has already dropped. He's worth 21 to 30 million. We're paying him 16.75 grand, and we're paying a total of 4.8. Could go up to 8.25, but like part of that 8.25 was like if he gets 10 international appearances and if he gets to 50 league appearances or something like that. I did save all of these, so maybe I'll throw it up there for you, but like we took a punt on a kid essentially, and he was from Boca Juniors. He had 29 starts last season on a 703. He's got anywhere from 3.5 to 4.5 potential. I think sending a kid like that, who's currently operating at the Zweite Bundesliga level, is what it says here behind my face, is probably a good level. I mean, if he's first choice, he's first choice. It is what it is. But, you know, you pay 8, end up paying 8 maybe, 5, 6, 7 maybe, for somebody worth 20 to 30. Just saying. Next up, you sold Jokic. What are you doing? I think it was Andrew Wood said, you really need to beef up the midfield. So we've beefed up the midfield. We pushed Jokic, who's 2.5 stars, out, and we've bought Fausto Vera, who was on at Krasnodar, and he had a release clause of 8.75 million. A 7.17 last season, a 7.2 the season before, a 6.88 the season before that. And before that, Monaco paid 4.6 million and played him once in a Continental on a 7.1 and once in the league on a 7.5 before they exchanged him the next season. I don't know. Did he have some injury that didn't? Broken nose, concussion, bruising? Not really. So he goes to Russia, does all right, and then he had a release clause. Here's my thinking. Gerardo's not so good. Gerardo is a play him against the bottom 5 type player in my head. So what if in those situations where we're not playing Gerardo, and like Vieira and Conceição are rotating on the right wing, we play with a DM that's like a deep line playmaker, or play here and put Metin Yilmaz here as like a DM or ball winning midfielder or something like that. He's just darn good. He's worth 46 to 50 million, and we paid 8.75. You'll note we are paying 120 grand. 120 paying 120 grand a week, and he's given us a 6.85 in 2 starts. So, you know, he's easing in. That's my story. I'm sticking to it. That's not all the money you say. Of course it's not. So we've bought Sotiris Alexandropoulos. I think I nailed that. The Greek man from Discord. Let me know if I nailed that. Or Old Lady Plays Kate. Let me know if I nailed that. He's our new Christian Jokic. He's 25, so we shaved 5 years or 4.5 years or whatever it is off of Christian's age. He's a little lighthearted. What I like about him, ball winning midfielder, or he can play the box to box. Now he can't finish to save his life. We would just put an instruction that says don't ever shoot. He does long shots, but like don't ever shoot. Just don't worry about it. Amazing physicals, can run for days, really strong mentals, gets forward whenever possible, curls the ball, runs with the ball through the center, knocks ball past opponent, dives into tackles. I mean, are you serious? And we paid 25 million, rising to 35 million from Bayer Leverkusen, who had him for 14 million. So they've made a tidy little profit off of us. And that's okay, because I think he's really good. He's definitely better than Jokic. Let's just, for giggles, let's just, yeah. Yeah. I mean, look at that. Identical defensive, mental, and aerial, but better technically, attacking, vision, speed, and physical. What more do you want? Again, the board wanted me to spend the money. That's like, that was one of their things. It's like, you got to spend the transfer wage. Okay. So you sell this guy for whatever, 5.8. And you gave me, I think they gave me like 40 million. And I was like, how am I going to spend 40 million euros? So go spend 25 plus, you know, on a guy. Offset some of that cost with Christian going out. and some of the other, small time players that we, moved on. I think he's quite good. He's given us 2 starts on a 7.2. He's been quite tasty. Now he has picked up 2 yellow cards, so he's all over it. But I think he's fantastic. I think he's a real good buy. So that's how the transfers end up. 38.5 million here in 18 and a quarter out there. So relatively balanced budget plus what they gave us. So where does that leave us financially? We are at 13 million. 13 million in net debt. At one point it was 0 because we got like the Bundesliga money, something else. I can't remember what else we had. I sold some clauses that we had as well, because at one point we were way over on the wage budget. I was waiting on, I think it was what's his name? The guy we just showed, Sotiris, for his transfer to go through, and I was afraid they were going to cut down the wage or the revenue retained from transfers, and so I bought some of these clauses that were hanging out. Some of these don't seem worth it. Florian Flick, 50 grand, maybe it turns out, maybe it doesn't. I'm not too worried about it. Abner, I think 453 grand for 20% of the profit. He's worth 5.2 right now. He's German, homegrown. I think he could go for a little bit more and it might pay off, but we did sell some of those. So from a squad standpoint, kind of leaves us in an interesting spot. Because we've got Wahid and Daryl, okay, up top. Okay, let me do the squad depth screen. Okay, we got Vieira as our best 10. Really, Xavi is our second best 10, which is telling, versus Gerardo, who's third. But Vieira is also our best right winger, and Conceição, who's upset, and Harvey Elliott. Origi, Wahid can play on the left, Balogun can play on the left. So I feel like this part of the pitch, we're pretty good. Again, in a situation where we want to play Gerardo or take him off or change the shape, now we come down here. And this is where it gets interesting. Again, what's his name? Sotiris. Is that how you say it? Sotiris? Greek god. Vera are now our 2 best. So the 2 new guys are the 2 best midfielders. And I'm a little afraid that we're going to alienate our captain, Xavi Simons. And then below that, a really good and developing player with high potential, Metin Yilmaz. So my thinking here, folks, is what if we do have a situation where we do this? So now I can play Vera here, or I can play Vera here as the deep lying, and we could play, again, Sotiris here. I guess Vera here, Sotiris here, Xavi here, right? Metin Yilmaz in the mix. There's going to be enough games with the Champions League that I think if we have this shape, now we don't have it, we're not training it, we should probably make that adjustment. But, maybe in those bigger games, we have a slightly different shape. Or if we're playing against a team, like the first 2, we played RB Leipzig and Gladbach at the start of the season, and both of them play like a 4-4-2 or something with a narrow shape that has more attackers. So in those situations, bring on an extra DM to counter that and let Ryan or Adoto or Scarlett go on, their runs. So compact the middle of the park and off you go on the wings. Because then these folks, it doesn't really matter. They're still in position. That's kind of my thinking here, because yeah, I thought one of them might be too much. I thought bringing in both was a bit of a stretch, but I think if we change the tactics, like if we come over here and we say, hey, instead of a 4-2-3-1 control, we do a 4-3-3 DM wide. Oh, give me control. There we go. Something like that, right? Obviously, whatever, change the players out, but you get the idea. I still wish we could make this work. I'm just not confident, to be honest with you. We do have some really good center backs. We got Valdez. Hanko's out with a what? What has he got? Pulled calf muscle. Kai Brewer has now gone up to 2.5 stars. He's really improving, so we're keeping him around. Now he could be 2.5 star. He could be 3.5 star, but I think he's got a chance. He scored a wonderful set piece goal here in the deep pokal and also had 2 assists. Not a bad day. A goal and 2 assists. It was against Ammerthal. Ammerthal from the Bayern Liga North. Yeah, Nord is North, maybe. You'll see we drew with Leipzig and we beat Gladbach Just absolutely gutted, to be honest with you. I don't know if my camera, it looks a little fuzzy in my eyes, but it could be my eyes. We could do absolutely nothing against Leipzig. I do want to show you one thing from this friendly. We talk about, this is going to be the last thing. We talk about Lewis Penman having a bit of eccentricity about him. Yeah? A little 18 eccentricity. Okay, let me just pull up the highlight. This is our fifth. Oh, it's not going to show the whole thing. Yeah. Where are we here? Let me go back. Let's do the build up here. Okay. That's not a kick clash. He's gonna hoof it here, I think, at some point. Somebody's gonna hoof it. Penman's gonna come so far out of his box. Watch this. It's coming. Oh, this is so much anticipation. Keeper hoofs. All right. Pause. Their striker. This is the striker. Or somebody attacking, okay? I think this might be, yeah, that's one of their players down here. And here, and here. 1 foot over the center line, yeah? You see that shadow? You see that shadow over there? That's Lewis Penman. He's got Anel. He's got Batella. We got this covered, lads. Like, let it drop. No big deal. What's he do instead? Rushes out. What is he doing? What is he doing? He could have chested it down. He could have, like, he could be standing way back here, like, on the D and, like, let it bounce and, like, use his feet. Instead, he's like, no, I'm jumping. I want to use my head today. And then heads it straight down to Anel with the striker closing down on him. Now he turns his back to start running. What are you doing, kid? What are you doing? Seriously. It worked out. We got it, you know, when we scored a goal. But it's just like, what is happening? Like, literally, what is happening with you right this very second? Group stage starts on the 14th. Shall we? I guess we just did the draw. So let me click forward here so we can see who we play first, because we're going to do a double header. The goal this year is to win some silverware. We're already dropping points. I'm kind of gutted, to be honest with you. Fixture rearrangement, blah. AC Milan and Porto. Potentially a good start here before we take on Barcelona. If we get 6 points by the time we take on Barcelona, that would be amazing. That's the next episode. The episode after that, most likely, is Barca and Augsburg in the DFB Pokal second round. Augsburg, for a reminder, has been relegated to the Zweite Bundesliga. If you've enjoyed this, relatively long, obviously, because it's a transfer window episode, what do you want from me? Hit the like button. Subscribe if you're new. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.